Hi guys, today you're going to start planning your essay for Unbroken. In order to do that, you may need to go and open up your essay evidence tracker on Schoology. Your essay planner is also on Schoology. It should be in the sidebar. If it's not here, it's in your trimester 3 week 11 folder. So I'm just going to use the sidebar one. Okay, your document will be here. You're going to go ahead and open it and it will look like this once you're there. We're going to go ahead and shut this. So what you need to do is first and foremost, look at the prompt. We've talked about it multiple times, so you should already understand what it's asking you to do. I also see that my essay is due by next Friday at midnight. So I'm going to compare and contrast how Louis Zamperini and Mineo Kubo experience efforts to make them invisible while interned, and how each attempts to become visible during and post-internment. So I haven't read about Mineo yet. I'm going to do that tomorrow. So I'm only talking about Louis today. So I'm going to plan my part of the essay for Louis. So I'm going to scroll down here. This is breaking down the prompt. This is exactly where I'm going to figure out what I want to write and what I should be looking at. So it says, first and foremost, and I'm sorry this is underlined like that. The formatting is weird. But describe what it means to be literally invisible and to figuratively be invisible. So here's where I might explain what I think it means to be literally invisible. And I don't need to answer this in complete sentences. So I might just say literally equals no one can see your physical self. And maybe to me, figuratively equals being ignored, mistreated, or throw in a vocab word, dehumanized. Okay, so I have what I think it means to be literally and figuratively invisible. So that part's pretty easy. Here, I need to come up with an actual example of what that might look like. So I'm going to go ahead and use Unbroken because I think that's going to help me the most in my essay. So to be literally invisible and then I have to italicize Unbroken because it is a novel. Okay, so to be literally invisible and broken is what happens when Louis is lost at sea and several planes pass over without seeing him. And then I might add a few more examples from when he's in captivity. So here I can go ahead and list those as well. All right. You're going to list all those for Louis. Skip Mineo for now. Okay. And don't forget to do what it's like to be figuratively invisible. So I might say to be figuratively invisible in, and then again, italicize because it is a novel. In Unbroken is to feel that the guards do not see Louis as a human, especially the bird. Okay, and I would get into more depth with that statement in my essay. So here in the middle part, say I've done all of this, what efforts or steps did other characters or forces take to make Mineo and Louis feel invisible? So again, I'm only doing Louis. So since I mentioned the bird here, I might go ahead and list the different things that the bird did to make Louis feel invisible. I know that all of you have plenty of evidence for that, so I'm not going to give you an example because I know you can come up with your own. Again, down here, it's visible. So now that we've finished the novel, you have plenty of examples of how Louis enters society and becomes reacclimated to being a normal human and what he does to feel visible as a person. So you might list those things here. So for example, I might say something like Louis attends a Billy Graham sermon and immediately feels visible in the eyes of God and his loved ones again. Okay, motivating him to take accountability for his actions. Okay, so this is a really good way that he felt visible as well. So down here, this one I think is pretty simplistic. So what is life like for Louis and Mineo, who you will do later, now that they are free? So for Louis, obviously, the biggest one, he's not interned anymore. He doesn't suffer physical abuse or emotional abuse from the bird and other guards. He has food, he has water, he has a safe place to sleep. He's with his family again. But I also might list the negative ways it's different. So for Louis, what kind of things does he experience once he's back at home? And I'll let you decide that on your own. Honors, over here, you will do a third article. Don't do this part yet. You will do this later on, so ignore for now. Okay, so then down here, this looks a lot like your To Kill a Mockingbird planner, as it's supposed to. So you have some sentence starters. You do not have to use these, but if you want to, I would suggest it. And if you're going to, all you have to do, delete the blank space that I inserted there for you and type in your own words. So I also gave you a thesis statement that you can do that with as well. So your first body paragraph for your essay is describing Louis and Minet's feelings of invisibility, both literal and figurative. So I gave you a topic sentence. Again, just erase the blanks, type in your own words. And then here is where the majority of your work is going to happen today. You need to look at your evidence trackers and your different assignments and decide what pieces of evidence you want to use. So once you do that, you're going to go ahead and type in your exact piece of evidence, cite it using MLA format, okay, just like that, and do that for each piece. I would also suggest this is where you do your analysis. So remember those writer's moves. So Hillenbrand uses the phrase to convey invisibility by, I spelled convey wrong, okay. You can look at your example on your evidence tracker for how to do this. I've given you one already. Okay, so I've gotten that down. I'm going to go back and spell that correctly next time. And then I'm going to look at my second body paragraph. So I'm just going to describe how each person tries to become visible again. So again, I'm going to look up here. What did I list? How did they take efforts to become visible again after they were interned? That's what this paragraph is about. Again, you are welcome to use the sentence starter. Then you need to select your 3 pieces of evidence as well as analyze them. Now remember, both these paragraphs are about Louis and Minet, so you might have 2 pieces for Louis, 1 for Minet, or vice versa, okay? You just need 3 total, not 3 per person. And then finally, your last paragraph is a conclusion, which means you should refer back to your thesis and sum up your paragraph or your essay. Again, you have another sentence starter. Notice that in my sentence starters, I do not use third-person pronouns like you, we, I as a first person. Okay. Remember, I know you wrote the essay. You know you wrote the essay. You know that I am reading it. You do not need to use third person or first person in your essay. Okay. Doing that is not high school level, and we should be at a high school level. All right. And down here, this is your rubric for your essay. It is the same exact rubric I used for the To Kill a Mockingbird essays. Notice your final essay is 16 assessment points. So you might want to take time today to also read through this and see what you need to do. Okay, so that's what you're doing today. Your essay planner is due at the end of the hour. If you finish before the end of the hour, let me know, and you can begin typing out your essay, or at least the parts that involve Louis, before you read about Minet Kubo tomorrow. All right. For your document, you need to not submit it until your essay is due.